Oh, yeah. Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends, the fastest freaking show in MLB. Absolutely anywhere. It's your fucking boy, yo. Big Johnny Stud. Hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. Bets is rocking and rolling. We're up to like 8% ROI since we come out the combine. Feeling good, looking good. How's everybody feeling?
Contact! What is your profession?
Bam, that's how we start the week, ready to smash your head right through the fucking wall, baby. Who am I, the girl, damn sugar? Follow me up on Twitter at John Legaza, flow sharper than a damn razor, yo. Same handle over on Substack, where $2 a week makes all your dreams come true. 5 pounds of shit in a 2-pound box. Find out what all the damn hubbub is about. Thanks for making me a bestseller over there. We are rocking and rolling around the damn clock. You get all the stuffs and the things. Welcome aboard, all the new listeners, all the new subs. Press the cartoon finger, because that shit matters way more than it should. We got a short slate today. I saw Jeff L. up in the bitch. Usual suspects. This not madness, baby.
This is Sparta!
Good to hear from King Leonidas so early. How my people doing? Jeff L. and Jay Bird, Trent, Sammy. Good to see everybody, yo. Hope you had a good one. Ready for the Manic Monday. I know it's a short slate. I love these. Oh, man. Can I have a favorite Monday? We still got, 8 games? They're all at nighttime. I get to, reset. I get to do a little bit of football stuff. That's why I kind of like it on Mondays. I'll rip a draft, maybe a stream. I get to re-rack rankings and stuff like that. But enough of the facha bruta. Enough of that shit. We need more of this. Best part of waking up. Pitching sheets up in the mug. Give me 1 second. I just realized I forgot to place the odds on them, and I really like to have it. It kind of helps. What the hell am I doing? It helps me keep this fucking train on the track, though. With the short slate, we should be good. All right, first up, it's the founding father, Emerson John Hancock, and his giant signature. They're on the road in B-More to face the Basset Hound. And the Orioles. Orioles plus 113 at the crib. Hancock is having a phenomenal season. Some people trying to dance on the grave because he hasn't kept up, like a sub-1 ERA. Well, he's through nearly 71 innings, 2.8 ERA, and a .95 whip, looking pretty good to me. The indicators are touch high, expected ERA higher than Sierra. Remember, Sierra kind of skills, expected ERA, translation of xWOBA, getting me more contact stuff. My indicator and the Claudster, more in line with the Sierra, so that's where I'm going. The only blue spot you see in the disciplinary board is the CSW. You'd like to see Hancock get over maybe a little bit more of the cold stuff. Since I was so big on him coming into the season, and he's really already paid off in spades for fantasy, I haven't really gone back. You got to be careful of that too, right? Guys that are great, you just pencil them in, not realizing if shit starts to fall apart. I mean, lots of whiffs here. Good. Even the contact profile is not that bad. It's really not that bad. So yeah, I'm going to stick with my boy Hancock. I think he's been good. Getting ahead. Really good command and control. He's not offering any free passes. Keeping the ball down. A couple of home runs, but the homer to fly ball is a little bit spiked. He's also been death to lefties, which I think is really important when you're facing the Orioles. And he's been damn good at home. Sub-1 whip last 30 days. Sierra's starting to creep a little bit, but I don't know. He's been good. Basset Hound, I'm worried either we've hit the end of the road, although we've come, to the end of the road for Chris Bassett, or maybe he's hurt. 5.27 ERA, 163 whip. That second part is just not palatable, right? You can't back that at all. I mean, a 5.5 KBB, sub-9 swinging strike, same 24 CSW as Hancock, but without any of the positives to go with it. Right? Wild, falling behind, 0 chases. Granted, he's been unlucky in balls in play, but if you're behind every single count, letting guys lock in, you're making some of your own luck. Also, Bassett has just been atrocious versus lefties. They're batting .328 with a .945 OPS, like a 2 KBB. I mean, this is really bad for the Hound Dog. Now, he's been really good at home, and that's the saving grace. But you really have to believe in home road splits if that's your thing, because that's the whole thing, right? 3.09 ERA at home and an 8.14 ERA on the road. Let me just pop open the game log really quick. I don't even remember this guy doing anything positive, but that's what goes show you what anecdotal shit is. Yeah, his last 2 starts at home, I guess, have been good. Well, 2 of 3. 6 gave up 1 versus Toronto, but only struck out 2. 6 gave up 1 against the A's, who I kind of like. Struck out 6. Yeah, he's put together a couple good starts at home. So I don't know, maybe you're believing in that. The old man, wife's making a breakfast, kids playing fucking Legos before he heads out the door. But I don't know if I'm buying it. Both offenses have been very good against righties. Maybe expecting some baseline for offense here. Orioles have definitely been the better lineup, but also facing the much tougher pitcher. Mariners probably doing enough. If you're trying to cross this on a matrix against Bassett, I mean, they're like chasing. He doesn't induce that. They haven't walked. Doesn't matter. And they've been aggressive at getting barrels. And I think if you're putting the stick on the ball against Bassett, that's kind of how you get to him. Bullpens, you got to give the edge to Seattle. Baltimore's been a little bit of a roller coaster ride. They don't really have an answer at the very end. So I think I'm with the model here today. So right off the bat, I'm not seeing this on the freaking board. Let me reload. Oh, there. Varoshi blows. Yeah, Mariners 135. It's like a little juicy, but not crazy. I kind of count that within the realm, of fairness, especially when we're modeled for more than a half run. I think we got them 3 phases. So give me the Mariners for the winner. And moving on. Connolly early on the bump for the Red Laundry, minus 118, slight favorite on the road down in Florida to face Ian Seymour and the Flat Fucking Fish. I got to bring up the Seymour stuff. The reason I mention it is, so right, he's been having a bit of a rough season, so let's start there first. Pop over to Seymour on the sheets again. Support good people doing good work. I could not imagine betting baseball even one day a week without having this already. Like, what are you doing if not? Like, what are you doing? I don't even know. How would you even form all your baseline? I have no idea. There's too much information, and it moves too fast to not have the table set. Anyway, so Seymour, lots of struggles on the surface. 5.23 ERA, 135 WHIP. The expected ERA sub 4. Sierra smidge under 4, right? So cause for maybe a little bit of positive regression just on its face. Here's been the reason I think Seymour is fine. And it's not just because I liked him coming in and, I'm stubborn. He always had good stuff, induces lots of whiffs. I also like guys that, one, get whiffs on the four-seamer and then pair it with a changeup. That one gets whiffs, also has the velo and spin disparity that we believe in. And that's always been a thing for Seymour. He's not throwing the changeup first, a very good pitch. He also has a sweeper that's like colon collapsing. Sub 300 X slug plus 46 whiff. He's got multiple winning money pitchers. Seymour is like he's a good pitcher. Okay. So the walk rate is through the roof. Seymour has a plus 11% walk rate, which to me is completely nuts. And where like the low IQ kind of filter queen analysis gets in trouble because the ball rate is so low, right? So if you're quoting his walk rate as a sign of lack of command, I would push back that you're missing a layer of nuance. Again, this ball rate, 33 ball rate, is so far above average. You are not going to continuously churn out 11% walk rates. Then you pop over and the left on base rate is at 61. You got to like actually what you see from Seymour. Ball is up, but he's good with it. Now, I think this has been part of it. It's not like homers have punished him, but I think once things just start to turn, you're going to get those whiffs, you're going to get those pop-ups that we're looking for that he generally does. So I think Seymour is set for a major amount of positive regression. He's also been much better at home than on the road. Nearly 4 points of ERA better at the crib. Another thing, though, is we have the kind of mixture, right? The herky-jerky usage, which I don't like. To me, he's a starter. They moved him into the bullpen because they wanted him, out there. But now you have a guy who's on regular rest, but he only threw 2 innings, 2 of his last 3. How much work are you expecting to get? Last 4 starts, 29, 30, 23, 40. I'm sorry, last 4 games, obviously. So he hasn't gone over 40 pitches. Maybe they're looking for a bit of a stretch here. Maybe we get him to 55. After that, I'm like, I wanted to pitch you, a story, paint you a picture where maybe Tampa is a pretty decent pick here at 5. And I also tend to like Connolly early. I think we're getting the best of him. He's been good after a little bit of a rough start. Right, last 30 days for early, 2.64 ERA with a flat 1 whip, 20.5 KBB. I mean, the Seymour stuff, 25 KBB last 30. Both of these teams are really good. Really great case for the under. Neither team has hit lefties. Red Sox, Rays, last 30 days. I mean, they're combining for 6 home runs. Neither have an ISO over .080. Neither have a fly ball rate over 25 or a hard hit rate over 34, a barrel rate over 6 or an expected WOBA over 306. So neither team really implying 3.25 runs. So if you fast forward right to the end, I guess bullpen's worth looking at, of course. Red Sox definite edge over the Rays. I wouldn't bet the Rays full game. I think they have a pretty good argument first 5. I don't usually go under that F5U4, but that's really the play that I like, man. Funny, I'm having more and more trouble finding this crapola listed early in the morning. Sometimes that happens where, like, the model comes out and then it takes, a couple hours before the show. And then once the show is up, then we start to see that motion. I wonder if that'll happen today. I'm trying to get a number on the F5. All right, my bookie has the F5 at U45. But it's minus 122. So that's my pick. I'm sticking to it. Now, hold on. Let me just check really quick. Could we get an 8.5? I'm trying to get into the mode of thinking if I can get the 8.5 on the 4.5 to go under. Though really, Tampa's bullpen scares the ever-living shit out of me because I don't know where they're going to go. Maybe they go with Englert. We mentioned him, and he's been good. And if they go Englert for long relief, maybe we do like the under. So my move is the under. I want an 8.5, but it's going to be price dependent. Right now, I don't see an 8.5, and I can't go shop for it. So I have the 4.5 minus 122. Next up, Willie Warren and the New York Yankees. They're on the road, traveling to Forest City to face Gavin Williams and the Guardian. Market getting sharp right in front of our face. That or the public is overreacting, right? Money, big money, even sharp money, kind of overreacting to Judge. Surprised to see, Guardians as the favorite here. I almost have to double check it. I almost don't believe my eyes. Yeah, and money's coming in on the Guards. I wonder if we had something to do with that pitch also. Guardians modeled out as the outright winner today. That minus 118 at the open is now minus 135. And this is a really funny spot because you're always going to kind of feel sharp going against the Yankees. I don't think you want to pay any kind of tax. You know what I mean? Granted, Yankees L7 has been gross, and people probably rightfully and wrongfully assigning a lot of that to Aaron Judge. Judge is objectively the best hitter we've seen in a long fucking time. I'll give Ohtani the better player because he pitches. Again, Yankee homer, but I'm also fair. I don't think Ohtani's a better hitter than Aaron Judge. I think Aaron Judge is a better hitter. I think he's done it for longer also. That said, no hitter really moves the needle. And that said, about that being said, both of these offenses in a race to the bottom, maybe this is a decent play for an under. Right? Both Pens have been pretty good, if I'm not mistaken. Yankees, I know, have been good. Guardians have absolutely been good. Now, I've got the total. This is an interesting one. If this one is 7.5, it's actually moved to 8. So we got a little bit of... So that's interesting, where motion in the ocean behind the model on the money line, disbelief on the total, which also flies in the face of the Aaron Judge overreaction I was mentioning. So I'm obviously wrong at least once in that, juggling act. But something a little fishy. But who gives a crap, right? Because I was kind of leaning under. Not like we posted it. So I'm under the 8 here. I've got both teams modeled under 4, which gives us a lot of 4-3 finishes. And even though I know it's the Yankees, we do have the favorite at home and have at least a 52%, right? We have at least an extra 2% of not getting that final frame. So yeah, I'm going to go to the under. I mean, I guess Warren is the fail point here. 3.22 ERA, 120 WHIP. All the indicators under 3.25. Really great stuff. Plus in the 4-seamer. Yeah, he's been pretty good. I'd like to see him clean up the first strike stuff a little bit because he doesn't induce chases. But to have that performance on a really poor left on base, I mean, Warren is a good pitcher. He's good. He's not great, but he's good. I think teams like the Guardians, who have been, just atrocious last 2 weeks versus righties, I think are going to help to make him look even better. So, yeah, let's go with the under and moving on. Next up, Christopher Dirty Sanchez on the bump for the Fighting Phils. They're on the road north of the border to face old reliable Patrick Corbin and the Bluebirds. Blue Jays have the pen emoji. You get that with the cooked bullpen report every day. Hat tip to my guy, Sammy. Good to see you, Adam. What's going on? J-Real BE, of course. Sorry, I got stuck in my tracks because I have my little behind the scenes live counter. I don't really give a shit. It's at 0 and it's been stuck at 0, and I was worried that maybe we're muted or maybe it's not working. But the comment section looks pretty clean. I imagine people would let me know if this wasn't working. So anyway, you get the Cook bullpen report every day, just to give you an idea of which pens we might expect, the backside of. And then also, I didn't want you to double count in case you were doing better work than I was. Because again, I was, just to be honest, I was modeling bullpens with macro stuff. And a quick origin story, right? When I first started, I was doing full games. I quickly realized it wasn't worth the aggravation. I was losing a ton of bullpen games that at first I wasn't, remember, I was a trader, I wasn't a sports bettor, even though I was a tremendous baseball fan. I didn't know there was a first 5 thing, I didn't know the rules. I didn't know that. So I thought you had to bet, you bet in games. And just anecdotally, always thinking, we're ahead, awesome, we're ahead, and then losing. Then I learned about the machinations and the pricing with the first 5 run lines and stuff. Easy, it's like I reinvented the wheel. It's pretty, to me, it's pretty, obvious. Thighs for guys. Sorry. Stop making me laugh while I'm working here. Shit, you fucking derailed me, Jeff. Damn it. Anyway, oh yeah, because I was using the totals, right? It'll be helpful because you're kind of directionally understanding the bullpens. But it is going to get you in trouble by thinking, awesome bullpen, getting good grade. When taxed, you realize that you're getting hit, right? So sorry, I took it on a little bit of a wild ride. I broke a bowl on the stick there. But understanding bullpens, really important. And there might have been people doing better work. Again, I don't want you to double count. So when you see the emoji, the frying pan for the Cook bullpen, one, you should check the tab because it's not a blanket adjustment. Some are different than others, and it's really just focused on the top 3, maybe 4 guys or top 2 righties and a lefty. To give you an idea, anyway, back into that. So Toronto really taxed. Varland back-to-back 3 of 4. He's the guy. I don't think he's going to be available. Rogers back-to-back 3 of 4. He's the lefty guy. I don't think he's going to be available. Other 2 guys really back in, but they're there. It's actually not Adam Macho. It's Adam Mako. I blew something on my import. Sorry. So Toronto in quite a bit of trouble. Dirty Sanchez is the man. He finally gave up a run. Last game, he finally gave a run, and now we can get some of that positive regression. We can go back to another 50 fucking inning earned run streak or whatever. I mean, he's been phenomenal. One of the best pitchers in the game, literally doing everything. And he has a 1.46 ERA on a 3.29 BABIP, which is just nuts. I mean, Sanchez, legit one of the best pitchers in the game. Completely split proof. I guess Toronto started to hit. So is that going to be a saving grace? It's not versus lefties. Toronto last 30 days versus righties, just about 250 plate appearances. They're batting 225 with a 289 OBP. You know, they chase too much. They lose in zone. They don't take walks. The ball's on the ground. No barrels, 291 xWOB. If you're following along for long enough, you know that implies like 3.25 or 3.5 runs. Blue Jays probably in a bit of trouble. Phillies have been great versus lefties, but they are cleaning up their act, and they're really starting to hit. I think we're getting the Undertaker thing here, getting up off the mat. Oh yes! So we were on that Philly trend change, right? So Phillies, I think, gonna start hitting. Probably starts today. Toronto also in a terrible spot. So we're on Philly any way we can get them. Where's the best price? Phillies minus 110 for the cover and plus 105 to get to 5 runs. I mean, we could cover without getting to 5 because of Sanchez. He's the thing. But, he's also the thing that gives me the confidence. So I actually think both of those are good. I think Phillies cover, and I think the Phillies score 5. I guess it's a little bit chalky. But it's my party, and I'll chalk it up if I want to. Next up, Spencer Arrighetti meatballs on the bump for the Stros, minus 132 favorite down in L.A. Hollywood, always up to no good to face Grayson Rodriguez and the Halos. They are plus 109 at the crib. Arrighetti has really pitched well this year, 194 ERA with 119 whip. The negative regression monster is just screaming. The Claude bot loves him. I have to check him again. I mean, I don't know, Claude, you drunk, brother? For all the fly balls, he induces a lot of pop-ups. He doesn't give up home runs, not a lot of barrels. It's not like there's nothing there for Spencer. But Arrighetti walking too many batters on poor control, right? So it's not like whoever it was before, Seymour, right, with the high walks without the ball rate. The ball rate is really high, and he doesn't get ahead, and he doesn't induce chases. I mean, there's a really good argument Arrighetti gets annihilated. There is. I mean, he's been death to left. He's been death to everybody, man. It's crazy. Freaking crazy. The Sierra, though, up near 5. Last 30 days, he has a 5 Sierra and a 7 KBB here. How about this? Let's play the Spider-Man GIF. L30, Arrighetti Rodriguez. 494 Sierra and a 6.9 KBB. The 502 Sierra, 7 KBB. So not too far apart, though. Arrighetti. Again, not allowing the free passes, but allowing the free passes, not allowing the extra runners, because, again, the BABIP at 227 on the season with a plus 86 zone contact. He's been very fortunate. And Rodriguez has just been terrible. I was trying to look for a reason to back Rodriguez, but it's really kind of brutal. He misses, and the misses are center, just the worst. I think because he's behind and because he's been wild, he's kind of aiming. Because he does get whiffs. He doesn't have a single pitch. This is Grace Rodriguez. Doesn't have a single pitch in the arsenal with a sub-20 whiff. I mean, that's pretty quality. You know what I mean? But he can't control the contact quality. And I know we often speak about how that's not necessarily in a pitcher's control up to a certain extent. If the heat map on the base hits is like 4-seamers X'd out on the, assassin's crosshair, then, you're doing something wrong. So I don't believe in Rodriguez, but I honestly think Arrighetti is bad chalk. I really do. And Astros haven't hit righties. The Angels haven't hit righties. They both strike out too much. Angels hit for average, but it's on a high BABIP. Lack of extra base hits. We know the Angels get barrels. The power sticks are definitely believable. Oh, I just realized what happened. We're at 0 listeners because the YouTube got stricken down. YouTube removed my content. Again, this is... Oh, you motherfucker. So hold on one second. Yeah, I don't know. Regulated goods promotes, facilitates, or gambling sites. Okay, so I got taken down for gambling. I'm gonna finish the show, even though I want to cry right now. Hold on, let me just tweet it out. Oh, I probably got something a heads up there. Yeah, ridiculous. So all right, I got booted off YouTube. I'm gonna finish for the podcast people, and then I'll reload the video on YouTube. The last 3 times this has happened, I had the strike immediately removed. At least this time this is a different strike than last time. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to clean up my board breakdown anywhere. I don't even know if I have the word. I don't even know if I have the word bets anywhere. I thought I took it out. Anyway, I'm depressed. All right, so let me try and get my shit together and we'll get back. Again, I was kind of leaning over. The model is on the under, so I'm leaving this one. I'm so upset right now. Fucking A. Andrew Abbott and the Reds on the road versus Walker Buehler and the Padres. I've got the Reds to win as a dog, but the bullpen is shot. So let's go F5. I've got Reds F5. Oh, yeah. This is so hard. Like, it just takes all the wind out of my sail. But like I said, I'm going to finish because I am going to re-rack. I will re-rack the video. But totally disappointing. I think I like Abbott. Even money. I don't trust the Padres versus lefties. And Buehler's just been meh. There's actually a case for the under if it's 4.5, but I think it's 4. Miles Michaelis on the bump for the Washington Nats. They're heavy dogs, as they should be, against Logan Webb, but the Giants bullpen doesn't get anybody out. I'm worried here. I'm actually over the 8 because Logan Webb is pitching to contact. So let's just get, I'm like rushing through this now. Webb has been better, and that's kind of reflected in the odd, obviously, you know. And I do think they win, but Washington's hitting. And I saw good weather out in San Fran also. So I think that should miss. I should have known. I mentioned that 0. I should have known that something went wrong. What's funny is I saw a comment right at that moment and figured, oh, we're still rolling. Crap, yo. Bullshit. Last but not least, Kyle Harrison. On the road for the Brew Crew. Heavy favorite as he should be against Jeffrey Poland Springs. I'm off this one, I think. I just couldn't mess with the model anymore. That, or I'm just, I got to bet the under. I don't generally like to go under in these joke ballparks, but I'm so far to the under, and I did everything I could to juice it. But I'm just under 11. I don't have 11 here. I mean, unless you have Milwaukee scoring, it gets to 11. Even though 8-3 is a push, Harrison's been great. The Milwaukee bullpen is good. I mean, and I goosed it and got, I don't know. Like I said, I'm just not there. So I'm leaving this one. I am so depressed. All right, that'll do it. People were asking for a recap, and I guess I can do that. So here comes your very depressed show recap. We've got Seattle to win, a little juice on the road. Boston and Tampa with the early under. I think the full game under is good too if it's 8.5. Yankees and Guards also to the under. Phillies, I think, kill the Jays. Houston, LA, I want to go over, but it's already up at 9, and I'm getting weird model reads. I think I'm off that. I like Cincinnati F5. Washington and San Fran to go over the 8. And then Milwaukee and the Athletics. I don't like to go under these ballparks, but I am under the 11. All right, so that'll do it. I don't have a fail horn, but we told you. Closest I got here, you fuckers. motherfuckers with that shit, man. I could keep hitting that boo button. I'm so upset. So, all right, that'll do it. We got kicked off of YouTube again. I have to figure out where it even says bets. I have game by game board breakdown. I'm gonna look through. I'm gonna look through the stuff. So, all right, everybody. Sorry. Whatever. Check out the audio pod. Check out the video pod. Hit me up with any questions, and I'm gonna clean up all the description stuff for tomorrow. This is the first time this ever happened while we were actually live. It happened with you could run stuff live, pre-recorded, and I thought it had something to do with that. Apparently it doesn't, and like I said, I got a new strike, so. All right, that'll do it. Thanks for picking up what we're putting down. Appreciate you all, and I'm very sorry, so. Catch you on the flip side, everybody. Enjoy the games, enjoy the day. When we're done with the book, enjoy the pay. And remember, when you work this freaking hard, winning feels a lot less like luck, yo. Womp, womp, womp.